by an actual bear.
What?
Did you not see this?
Oh, that is sick.
And Puppy was the guy collecting
yeah.
it, and you could just see his reaction. He's like,
Puppy is a gigantic guy.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
he
actually-
looked small.
He looked small next to the bear.
it was
Because the bear
ridiculous.
was in his hind legs and, holding the check. I don't know how he held the check,
That
but he
is
did
so
hold
sick.
the check.
Oh my
And
god.
Bears on stage, DreamLeague, please.
We need
Last
that.
fight
I've
was
never
four
seen
times.
Puppy more intimidated in my life.
Wow.
He was like, I'm just gonna take the check. Hey, I wouldn't bite him. I would refuse to get on the stage.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe that's what the red button will be today. Maybe a mountain lion will come out or
They just
Oh,
released
great.
a lot of bears.
viper.
Do they have those here in Sweden?
I don't know
I wouldn't mind bear
top-
cubs.
Bear cubs?
That would
Yeah,
actually be pretty cool.
that would be really cute. Panda bear
Dangerous.
cubs.
Pandas.
Red
yeah,
pandas.
DreamLeague, could you get us some endangered panda cubs?
Yes, please. For
Polar
our.
bear cubs. Because it's Virtus.Pro. They have a
Yeah.
polar bear.
I mean, that's
polar
why
bear
the
cubs.
carpet's all red. It's part of the summoning ritual for
Right.
the red pandas.
It's actually
Surely.
is a
I
bear.
went to a darker place with that.
It will just slowly.
Panda.
Guys,
Just
I
come-
just had a very important memo.
Yes.
The important memo is the draft started. Let's go into
That's
game
cool.
one.
Stop talking.
So-
Oh my
Whoa!
god.
Okay.
Okay.
Might or might not have forgotten that we were here for the Dota game.
Yeah.
I was having a fun
So they-
conversation until that
They
happened.
first picked Invoker,
Good lord. What?
Enchantress.
Catch us up. Somebody, please.
All right,
I'm
so
looking
very,
fast.
very quick here on the draft. We had a Bounty Hunter Lone Druid band coming out from VP. Vega Squadron banning the Chen, the Earth Spirit. First overall pick does go the way of VP. They select the Invoker. Counterplay is the Nature's Prophet OD from Vega. The Enchantress rounds it out for phase 1. Heading into phase 2, Vega banned the Beastmaster. They banned the Broodmother. They want to remove those off-lane heroes for FNG. And then on the side of Team VP, they ban out the Witch Doctor, the Ursa that you
Wow.
mentioned, Sheever, so you will not get to see it. Doom gets grabbed heading into phase number 2 of the draft. Great hero against the OD, something that VP like to run, and so therefore perhaps block picky a bit, and then Shane, it's a Vengeful Spirit.
There you go. Thank you for the
All
wrap up.
caught
It was
up.
good.
All right.
It was actually.
Shano, what
So
do you think?
which game plan do you like more so far as we can tell from the first 3 heroes?
Well, Vega's dire, right?
Yeah.
So
okay.
they won.
So, oh, okay.
No, wow. That's it.
It's
All
like
right.
that.
Thank you, Shane.
It actually kind of is like that, yeah. When I watched all the games, it was just ridiculously dominant the dire side every time.
Virtus.Pro has Invoker and Enchantress though. They can take Roshan very early as well, and Vengeful Spirit as well. Like the minus
I
armor
think,
is there, tankage is there.
Roshan is important, but I also think having the map presence to be able to take it safely is equally important. And right now, looking at the laning stage, VP is the much more aggressive lanes. That could well be a jungle Doom. Other possibility for
support Doom.
Vega is a safe lane Nature's Prophet and an off lane Doom. But either way, Doom is not picked for his strong laning
Can
stage.
I ask a question, actually? People typically pick Doom as a counter these days to OD, so why secure him on Team Vega?
He's also great against Invoker.
And
Right,
Enchantress
okay.
as well, just like all his spells do a lot of damage.
Oh, okay.
They
So
really
he's a
do.
fine pickup against both those
Yeah.
heroes.
I think
too.
they want a Vega need a healer hero that spams to group up and push with the Nature's Prophet, so maybe like they like Dazzle.
Omni Knight.
Omni Knight-
Witch Doctor's been banned. That would have
Yeah.
been the other big one.
I think they sometimes go for 3 but going for.
Sorry.
Good call, buddy.
Got
Good
it.
call
Got
on
it.
the Dazzle, yeah.
Oh, VP. The Drow Ranger does come out now.
I mean, they do have a lot
They
of range.
do run it. They ran it. They actually ran it at Starladder.
Yeah.
And I believe they won that game.
Everybody's going to be hitting really hard on VP with
They
that
need
Drow
a
aura.
they need a frontline tank.
It's
They need
for-
someone to get up in their grill. Maybe like Spirit Breaker comes to mind.
Really?
Yeah, because they don't really have any interrupt on Vega Squadron, and you need a frontliner when you play this.
Well, and on the
draft.
flip side, if you're Vega, they don't really have a great gap closer
Gap
here.
closer,
Like
yeah.
Doom can run in with
or
Scorched Earth,
Rush Blink on Doom, I think.
but they need that hero that can get in. We used to see back in the day, like Clockwork was a big counter pick to Drow Ranger. Centaur was very popular, but when you're already running Doom, it does weaken your lanes even further. And
There it is.
There's the counter to the Drow. It's going to be a Spectre.
Ghost.
And a
You
weed.
go for
Wow.
the full
Oh.
range. That's very greedy.
Oh, boy.
But there's not a lot of lockdown coming out
If,
from Vega, but it's
um,
good for against like Doom is
This
good
is
against
all
Weaver.
about the lanes. VP
Yeah.
are looking to crush the lane, snowball, take outer towers, and just starve Vega from there.
If VP lose the early game, it ain't gonna be.
They are
pretty.
done. Yeah.
Okay, my question to you guys is which box do you want to be a part of? There's going to be boxes.
Vega Squadron, get me in there.
Vega. Okay.
We
Yeah.
got one for Vega already. That's not the right boxes.
Ah, that's fine.
We
we'll do.
pretended Navi is Vega.
We'll make do.
Ah, there you go.
Aye.
Nice. Put me on
Maybe
Vega
that's
Squadron,
production
Production's
on
the
please.
first
Vega?
mistake they've ever made. So well, you almost had it, production. Anyway, so Vega,
Yeah,
Shano
definitely.
man, LD.
Looking at the lanes,
10 seconds.
I think Vega as well. VP have to play basically flawless Dota.
It's all about the Enchantress, what he can do in the early game if you can shut down the safe lane of Spectre.
I think Chiefs.
I'm gonna let you decide first.
Yeah, standard pick. All right, I'll take the bullet. I like VP. Let me have it.
Any reason?
Any reason I like VP? Well, Vega's rusty, dude. VP's been playing more.
Dude.
Vega's rusty, bruh.
I actually
They've both been
really
playing
like
quite a bit. They just
VP's
played a best
lineup.
of 5 yesterday.
Not as much.
What?
I think I'm gonna
They
say
both played 5 games.
Well,
I'm gonna go for VP as well.
Why?
Okay.
last
Because
7
I
games,
kinda
they're
feel like they
4-3. VP are winning in the last 7 games. They're 4-3, so...
I know Vega's gonna win, but I like VP. I like their bear. So
We're gonna find out if they can take that first game or who's gonna take that first game. Let's hear what our commentators have to think about this matchup. It is time for game 1, Virtus.Pro Vega. Take it away, OD Pixel and Rascal.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first series of the day. We've got VP versus Vega Squadron, and the game, pause at the moment, will be underway very shortly. And Andy, this is going to be an exciting one to see. We're seeing some funky stuff coming out from the sides. VP, of course, with the Weaver pick at the moment. That's going to be looking to be Loha Dance playing it. I mean, why, Andy?
Well, they have obnoxiously strong lanes, and I think it's a really nice answer to heroes like OD for the same reason that any hero that OD has a hard time auto-attacking is going to be a nuisance, and the amount of damage that Aloha Dance is going to be able to do in this game with Drow Aura in conjunction with like Geminate Attack and the minus armor, it's just overall pretty good synergy, very hard to deal with in the lane. Vega don't have the heroes to really pressure at all, and you're really wanting to get like a Doom onto a high priority target. So you want a Doom Invoker, probably, I would say almost every fighter Aloha Dance if you can manage to get your hands on him. But contrary to what the panel was saying, VP have, you know, obnoxiously strong lanes, and they do have to play well. That part I do agree with, but I think it's going to be quite easy for them in the lanes because they have way better laning heroes, and Vega's lineup is almost entirely defensively postured for the better part of the early game. Not only that, but they have next to no D-push. So once this 5-man gets going from VP, if FNG gets even, you know, a handful of ganks off or even pressures the lanes a little bit, it could be very quick to collapse here from Vega.
Oh, it's going to be indeed interesting to see how it just kind of kick off at the start. As you said, it's very important that momentum is found.
Yep.
I mean, it kind of going into this one in your eyes as well, skill-wise. We obviously talked about this earlier, how you felt it could kind of go either way, this one. I mean, do you feel at the moment one of these teams is playing the better Dota recently in your eyes from what you've seen?
Well, with the new VP roster, I kind of have to give the skill and communication department to Vega.
Yeah, even with switching around the carries, you feel
Right.
that it's working nicely for Vega.
Yeah.
It is working, you know,
I think
better than
FN's
VP.
actually fit into the team very well.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like I do think that Pasha had a little bit of a different hero pool, but FN has been a very good replacement for him thus far. And it's just one of those things where it takes a little while for the core to adapt to your particular playstyle. And the nice thing about Spectre in this type of team is it's very easy to communicate with, and you know exactly what your job is. Just I can be anywhere I want. I can just farm as long as I know that I'm safe. And anytime we take a team fight, I just haunt in. You know, there's not really much, I guess, hardcore execution necessary for that type of lineup. You know, it's just get the Spectre farm, get a Doom on the right target, make sure you get a Grave out, and you know that's pretty much their team fight, more or less. Whereas VP, they want to crush the lanes. Like, their heroes with these matchups, although I guess the Furion versus Weaver is probably not super bad for Mag, but it can be very quick early game for VP where they can just start gaining momentum, getting towers, and just running over Vega.
At the moment, FNG and Solo giving a bit of 1v1 here in the jungle as Solo coming in to disrupt the flow of the Ench as the game begins.
Yeah, this is a really nice move.
I mean, of course, lane-wise, this is going to leave Aloha Dance on this off-lane Weaver, so FNG, of course, not playing this position. Do you think this is something they've done in terms of players and heroes just because they wanted FNG on the Ench, or do you feel this is maybe them pulling FNG away from the off-lane and trying something different with Aloha Dance, or is this just purely down to the heroes that they picked?
I think it's probably just down to heroes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I've ever seen Aloha Dance play a micro hero before. He's usually like the playmaker support, not necessarily the Chen or the Ench or even Enigma for that matter. I think most of the time he likes to play 4 or even sometimes 3, depending on the situation. So I think that's more what it boils down to. Solo going to take some harassment here. He's creating quite a bit of space though, already having devoured the tomato or the Hellbear Smasher.
I
as
did a
it's
fair
called.
bit here. I don't know if it's going to be enough to kill him. I mean, he's still got
got
the tango
boots,
ticking.
so.
Yeah.
He'll be more than okay. He might just suicide to go back to base. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna do that.
Oh, look at that, yeah, worth noting. Most picked hero of the patch at the moment, Venge. 55% win rate as well with that.
She just fits into so many different types of lineups, and you also have the prevalence of stuff like, you know, Beastmaster off lanes we've been saying a whole heck of a lot of, and lockdown through BKB. Beastmaster just brings your lineup everything, so Venge is going to be picked a lot more in a meta where Beastmaster is seen. So.
It's definitely one of those heroes that kind of cross patches as well. There's always been a space for Venge. I mean, I can't remember the last time where Venge was seen as just an atrocious pick for the patches. It's always kind of been there.
It's also kind of in the meta where the tendency of the pace of the game is fast. You know, you get that minus armor from the Howl, you get the plus damage aura for pushing, you can get Roshan. Yoku?
He could be in a bit of trouble there. As they're moving in, Nature's Prophet looking to TP in as well as Mag joins the fight.
Oh, he's dead.
He is Gonzo indeed, and that's your first blood. Mag's going to pick that up there with the rotation. And I mean, that's the thing. As soon as you leave that Drow on their own on the lane, the Vega are going to see that opening and make a jump, because Drow, of course, very, very vulnerable when left alone in the lane.
Yeah, that's a good point. And the other part of it too is I was surprised they didn't actually move the lanes around. We are going to see a smoke gank here from FNG. The imprisonment is down for 13 seconds, so this could be a kill.
This is the time to go indeed. As you said, no one's only way of kind of avoiding or holding off a gank. Unavailable. And next time we'll maybe just need to be a little more careful about how he uses the Astral and ensuring that he doesn't get caught out like that again solo. So hanging in the jungle. Still just level 1 at the moment, but he's ready to munch, and he's going to take away that Centaur.
Yeah, FNG is trying to do what he can, but Doom is such an annoying hero to play against as Ench, because you can't really kill him in the early game. He just has way too much health.
Oh.
So Aloha Dance. Ooh.
He's playing it very much on the edge here.
He's got boots. He's dead.
Mag with the second kill in of his side. Oh, Mag! That was close.
That was definitely a kill if it hit 2. That's 3 points in the Exort.
Yep.
Very close.
He's feeling the heat there.
Yeah, but this matchup is really bad for Weaver, especially if the Nature's Prophet gets sentries and the Weaver doesn't have a way of dewarding. He just loses the lane because he can never kill the treants. So he needs to make sure that he's killing the sentry, and he comes back to the lane right away, drops it. He's gonna go for the tango here, but he can't find the freaking ward. So all right, here comes a mid gank as well.
He's got the Astral still available this time on, so we'll see if that's going to be enough to help him out. But already the cold snap's out, and he might not even get a chance to try and cast it here. The net coming through, he will now pop it.
He's so dead anyway.
There's no way to run away from this one. Who's going to get the kill? That's the question. It's going to go the way of Invoker G. Will he be happy with that gold influx? That's certainly going to help him on his growth towards that minus. And bottom lane, Yoku trapped up in the Sprout. A second death potentially, and it will be. Vega put on the pressure once more on the bottom lane, and they find themselves the action. So 3 for 2 at the moment. But of course, this is a great start for Mag, who's getting himself involved in everything across the map.
Yeah, the Furian's destroying them. That's the one thing I was a bit concerned about just from seeing the lanes. I thought originally they would at all costs try to put the Weaver against the Spectre lane, because ideally that's what you want, and that's why Vega dodged in the first place. Because they know that Furian versus Weaver, Weaver doesn't win unless he wins the Sentry battle. That's when you can actually start like bullying, avoid the treant damage, and go for CS. But it's just a very hard thing for Aloha Dance in the early game to lane against it. Although I guess you could also say that because Mag is being so active and teleporting away, that he is recovering and farm quite fast. So even though he's had that one death, he's also able to like idly pressure the lane. During the mid game, it's going to be very hard to gank him. And you also have to worry about, you know, that Drill Ranger eventually getting 6 marksmanship damage. On top of that, Weaver can go for some pretty crazy dives with a lack of crowd control on Vega.
Alright, Aloha Dance. He's getting a bit of space down top because of these rotations Mag's making. And well, talking about rotations again, FNG putting the pressure on mid. No one in a lot of trouble, and it's another death on this OD. We're talking about the rotations of Mag, but respectively for the side of VP, FNG making the plays happen on his edge. Top lane, Aloha Dance looking for the kill on solo, but the Sprout holding it back. Gemini, give it up with that heal. Not quite enough there. The bugs from Aloha Dance chomping down on the Doom's heels will bring him out.
God, that was so clutch from Aloha Dance. How did he get that auto attack off? That seemed really far. Because Weaver's auto attack range is not that good. It's only 425. Surprised he got that.
I mean, talking about the attack range of the Weaver, do you expect to see a Dragon Lance come out this game for Aloha Dance, or is he going to look elsewhere with the build?
I don't know if he goes Dragon Lance.
This is a good kill if they can find it. Mag, he's been having a great game so far. The 3 heroes closing in. Aloha Dance gets the bugs out. They'll grab themselves the vision. No escape here for Mag and FNG. Again with these rotations now, this time coming on top of the side of Vega's rotator. That Mag, Nature's Prophet now down at FNG 202 on his Enchantress. I mean, already this just seems to be working out a lot better with FNG just playing this kind of ganking, roaming support hero like the Ench.
Yeah, it's working out quite well. And to be honest, you can see like now in the laning phase, overall CS and net worth, VP are starting to pull ahead. And because of the fact that the rotations are being more aimed towards top lane, FN is no longer protected by anyone. So that means Yoku is free farming his lane now.
FN's got back to base.
He's going to have marksmanship in like 1 or 2 CS, and that is going to increase the damage of his team by a tremendous amount.
And I'm looking at the Spectre as well, and because of the situation, the XP gain's not that great. I mean, he's still level 4, and you look at obviously the Drow, he's level 6, so the push is going to start.
Again.
And there's going to be no Horn, and mid lane, no one. In such a lot of trouble. The courier even being put on the edge here. There's going to be a Sunstrike. Oh, again! Sort of Vega, very good at juking those ones out.
He's got to be a little upset about these because he's so close. It actually feels worse to be that close than to just guess the wrong direction. You know what I mean? Because if you guess wrong, you're like, oh, okay, you just went like left or right. But when you're that close, it's like, man, that's 2 kills so far.
I mean, if they got those 2 kills, you could, you know, it would be quite a bit of a wash this point for VP in the laning stage. But the fact that
VP would be crushing them if he had gotten those 2 kills, because you get experience from Sunstrike as well.
Absolutely, that global kill indeed. And well, bottom lane, the Dazzle, doing a bit of the FNG harassment.
The early push, it cometh, and Vega have pretty much nothing to deal with this.
Oh, they've got a level 5 spec. What's this?
That's kind of what I was saying. It's like the timing of this draw lineup comes so much faster than what you think it does.
FN's like, get me out of it. Can he actually get this?
He's
one?
dead, yeah.
He is. One more touch and he's gone. FN.
Easy. That's what I'm saying. It's like Weaver can dive you so aggressively because there's just no way to stop him. There's no disables. They don't even have ultimate on Doom. He's level 4. They're going to lose all their towers by like 15 minutes. Actually, it might even be before 15 minutes, to be honest. Unless VP decide to go back for Roche, which is also on the table. And Aloha Dance just has this feeling of, we can't kill him. He does a truckload of damage. And we have to have like 2 or 3 heroes up there just to make sure that FN doesn't get tower dove. Like, where does the Spectre go to farm? Like, where's his farm right now?
Yeah. And as he keeps saying, it's not like he can just hold back and wait for someone to make a play. He needs that level 6.
Yep. I mean, VP are in really good spot, but Vega do have pretty scary late game. If they can manage to take 1 or 2 good engagements, you know, slow the pace of the game a little bit, try to stem the tide of VP's push, they might be able to turn it, but it is a tall order right now.
VP, looks like they're going to go for Roche potentially. They are pinging on it at the moment.
It's super easy for them to kill.
I'll see if they do go for it.
But the one thing about going for a Roche this early is Spectre Haunt's available.
Yes.
They don't know that Solo isn't 6 yet.
And talking about Solo, Aloha Dance might get a solo kill. Oh, it's so close.
Yeah, forcing him back.
Very, very close.
Yeah, that's a really scary situation because the towers. Like, how do you even stop Aloha Dance from pushing your lanes? Who is your initiation on this Weaver?
I mean, well, yeah, it's you've got to just drop a Doom on him, and even at that, if he gets the initial Shikuchi off, he might be okay.
You know who's not okay? Chioma.
And G, he's going to be happy he hit that Sunstrike. He's like, all right, boys, we're back. He's back on form. I mean, talking about being on form already. G, 5.2k against the OD's 2.6k. I mean, no one did get ganked the hell out of himself by FNG's Ench. And it's showing now. Double the net worth on G.
I think the Spectre might have just been too greedy, honestly. Now, of course, there's still a lot of Dota left to be played here, but with this Roshan, I'm pretty sure VP just go kill mid-tier 2, kill the top 2 towers, and then, you know, 15 minutes, 16 minutes, they're going to have complete map control. And Vega don't really have a lineup that has good catch. And this is why the draw strategy becomes really strong against this style of lineup, because they don't actually have a way of starting a fight. They need a hero who can jump in and be like, boom, you're fighting us right now. And you can't like back off or you have to sacrifice a hero. Vega don't have that. It's just a Fury and TP. Like Fury and TP is okay in lane when you're not actually fighting against marksmanship, insane amount of physical damage output, and 5 heroes. But once you get to that point, kind of becomes a little bit weaker.
On top lane, Low Dance is going to start to go for it solo. He's been chipped down quite a bit by this bug on him. The Sunstrike's going to be
really
on point,
hard.
but with this armor reduction from the bugs, yeah, Solo's just melting. The Sprout is nice. Holds the Lower Dance back and they'll turn around, drop the Doom, and then coming in with a Horn, and they'll be able to punish the Lower Dance, but it takes the full 4 of them.
That's one way they can kill him. They can bait the living crap on him, drop a sentry, and then kill him.
Drop the Doom.
Yeah.
Then they're killing the Weaver, but only at that and only just were they able to keep the Doom alive.
All right, so talking about items, looks like Ench is going for the mech. which I think is a solid choice given the fact that they are pretty much running a full-out push strat. I wonder what the Weaver will actually make. He went a Aquila, which is pretty common, bottle wand, you know, standard stuff.
I mean, I'd like to see straight Deso, surely, with this push. I mean, I guess it's not the
Deso,
safest, but it offers so much, this lineup.
Deso might actually be fine because, again, you saw the way that he got jumped. It's because he was playing hyper-aggressive. If he plays a normal passive game, it's so hard to catch him. If he goes Lincolns, actually impossible to kill.
It really is.
So it's still kind of in VP's hands right now. Just going for the last outer tier tower. It's going to be even before 15, man. They're just pushing so fast.
I mean, just a little individual hero network. I guess a lot of this is down to the fact that they're taking a lot of towers, but
yeah, of course.
Just ever since the laning stage, they're, you know, all 4 of them at the top.
Well, this is the thing that I think a lot of people kind of forget.
G-Sun strikes himself. You know, why not?
Yeah. I mean, he hit that one.
Yeah, he wants to give himself a bit of a tan.
Easy peasy. But this is the thing about Dro strats that a lot of people just, a lot of the time they don't recognize is that you can actually push like this early. And when FNG was here, you know, a week or two ago, when we were watching these Dro strats and he was saying how their timing wasn't fast enough because they were pushing in like 20 to 25 minutes, this is what a real Dro strat does. 13
minutes in, yep, that ticks the box.
This is high ground
to push with Drow. I mean, if you lose a Rax 13 minutes into the game, if it does come to that, that's not an ideal position to be in.
I mean, I don't know if they'll necessarily crack the base, but...
Oh, they might crack Solo, though. He's been brought back.
No.
Magic Missile into Sunstrike, bursted down.
All right, now they might.
Yeah, they might even find more here if Vega come anywhere close to these guys. The Weave is still ticking down the armor, but it's going to come off in a second, so VP will be back to full strength, and there we have it. Tier 3 falling down 13 minutes in. The push, look, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Goodbye, buildings.
I mean, no one's come in. He jumped down. Okay, with the Haunt, maybe they can try and turn it. Maybe they can get something. No fair falling level. They can't quite finish him off. And in fact, Mag, he has to sprout himself and look for the TP out. Will just get himself away.
Objective Gaming VP.
Stick to the plan. Can they finish off this set of racks here? 4 sprints come out and they'll get it. That's going to be a first set of racks down.
Denied. Nice. That'll show him.
Solo taking his own racks.
God, they didn't even lose a single hero either. Like, No Fear was so low, but FN had to go back to his other Spectre illusions during his ulti to make sure that he didn't just get focused down super fast. But you saw how fast the OD just disintegrated. Like, one disable, instantly dead. But this is why I was saying it's not necessarily about the fact that, you know, okay, on paper my team is really strong, and Vega's team is, but VP's lineup just hits their timing so much faster. You can't pick Spectre into this type of lineup.
I mean, just about this lineup, about in terms of just generally picking it in competitive. We already saw the win rate was something like 38% with Spec. And I think it just goes to show, you know, it may be strong in pubs, but that's because a lot of pubs are like, I don't know how to push. But pros, they know what they're doing. They know how to shut a game down. And VP at the moment, they're showing us how to do it.
And FNG is one of the guys who used to run Dro years ago, so he's fully aware of how the hero functions. I would have maybe liked to see something like the Vega Ember Spirit instead of like a Spectre, for example, just because it's a hero who can jump in, it can fight, it can get close fast, it can actually make something happen, as opposed to a Spectre who is pretty much the opposite. You know, you're waiting for other people to... Oh, poor G. He just can't hit a Sunstrike outside of like 10 meters away from his character this game. But it doesn't much matter.
It really doesn't, because look at the push down mid, and with this push, 2 newly found items. They're going to mech on FNG, where he's been doomed up. There's a Vlads as well for this one, but now with the armor ticking down now, thanks to Dazzle ult, they might be able to turn this one, Vega. No fear, swapping Yoku away, but Solo continue to chase Yoku, falling low. Yoku's going to drop FNG, trying to turn, but he may still die here. The Doom bringing him low, now he's going to go down. It's a triple kill. But Solo on the Doom, they've still got the Haunt. They're looking for G as well. This could be a bit of a turnaround here. Although Dance at the same time is playing with the rest of the team. He's found himself a double. He's actually moving in on the Doom at the same time. FN trying to chase down G. Can he find it? One more touch will do it. Info comp in a second is not enough. He's gone, but look at this. Although Dance just jumping in on the team, forcing back Solo.
That was a really nice Doom, actually. If they didn't Doom the Ench, I think they still lose that fight pretty hard. Because the mech wasn't able to be popped, obviously, because you're afflicted by Doom. So that was probably the most ideal engagement that Vega can look to take. They get the imprisonment on G right away, so they take him out of the fight as soon as the Doom initiates. And with that money, you know, that's mech done. FN, he's got a Yasha now. I was hoping he might have had more than that, but it's just a Yasha. But it's a step in the right direction. And to be honest, 1 Rax down is not the end of the game for Vega, because they do have...
Oh, Dazzle.
Uh-oh. This is gonna hurt. He doesn't have a TP up either. Yeah, he did.
There's no shame in it.
But you know, VP are just going to run right back down mid. They don't have another game plan besides let's go in. Because with Doom being on cooldown, there's no way they're going to be able to stop FNG's mech from being popped twice. And that should, with no tier 3 and no glyph, mean another set of racks. It's going to be a tough defense here for Vega on round 2.
There we have it, VP. Up to the high ground, Vega was smoked up, trying to get in a position here for the defense. How are they going to do this though? Indeed, as you said, some ults are on cooldown at the moment, and Solo, he's gone. It doesn't matter. He's not going to get a chance to cast the ult, even if he had it available. No one gusted up and taken down.
That might just be
back straight away. Yeah, Greaves done on the Ancient. It's all over. 17 minutes in, VP taking the game 15-8. And as you said, FNG and the boys showing us how you pull off a Drow Ranger strat in an incredibly clean fashion, and making Spectre looking like she needs a bit of a buff, Andy, which is something that, you know, most people probably disagree with.
They last picked it, so they knew exactly what they were getting when they picked the Spectre, and I just really don't understand the idea. Maybe they thought they could do better in the lanes, but to be honest, you know, Mag was winning his lane, he was TPing everywhere, he was getting kills. No one was the guy who I'm really looking at in this game and being like, you got wrecked. Like, you actually just died every single time FNG rotate, he was dead.